This is all I got. This is all I got. Don't take my baby, okay? I've been away from my baby for 2 months. I just want my baby. And no one's listening because no one's in the courtroom. I'm not doing anything illegal. But I don't want nobody. Oh my God, am I doing something illegal by doing this video, or am I protected by the First Right Amendment or the amendment? Don't take my baby. I'm at $13,000 a month. What more do you want from me? Oh my God. Oh.
So yeah, what we should do though, let me tell you what we should do though. What we should do is we should talk a little bit before the theme music come on. That's a good idea I had.
Like that pre-production? Like pre-production?
It's like it's just like kind of like an outtakes, like bloopers. Pre-bloopers. Bloopers.
Whoa, welcome to the Best Friend Weekend podcast, man. It's your man Aldo Nice.
It's your boy Raj Smooth.
Raj Smooth is in the house today. And look, we got 2 other special guests
Raj Smooth is always
town.
in the house. It's so weird for you to say that.
Well, you're not. Oh. Well, I guess in the house is more of like
as if we don't have others in the house.
Well, it's a colloquialism to say something's like in the house. Like this, like Big T is in the house tonight. But
that's to say, flip, Big T wasn't in the house last night, Like, Big T wasn't in the house last night, but he here tonight.
Crazy part is,
you know what I'm saying? Raj Smooth always here.
Okay, so my apologies. Raj Smooth is more than like Raj Smooth live in the house, so we don't have to necessarily say he in the house.
Yeah, you
for
can
the
call
podcast.
me Chamomine.
Come on, so man, show some respect for the rest of y'all visitors.
Okay, we got some visitors in town for Aldo Nice Weekend, man. We got Graham Starr and Rumble Williams in the house. Y'all let y'all boys introduce yourselves.
It's your boy Graham Starr 30, you know me.
Bruce Banner 92, Larry Lowe, Lawrence. One time.
We just call you Rumble Williams though, man. We gave you that nickname. That's the nickname we're gonna call you.
Clarence.
But Rumble.
But why that man can't have 3 nicknames? Los got like 4, 5.
It's your boy Los, your mama's favorite uncle.
CAP.
Our favorite uncle, aka Buffalo Nicks.
The Buffalo Nicks. And this podcast is brought to you by Richard Damus. Where you at, Patty?
Patrick.
We're gonna have to get him on here, man. Look, I think it's only right, Raj. Like they say why we started a podcast, and you know what the answer is. It's because our phone conversations are funnier than most people's television shows, so we decided to bring it to the mass. But the other question is, why do we call it Best Friend Weekend? And ain't this the best time to tell that story right now? Why we call this podcast and call us Best Friend Weekend?
Sure is. Whenever we not hanging out with them boys, Whenever we decide to alienate ourselves from them boys.
So as the story goes, Graham Starr 30 was and still is one of our mutual best friends. Raj, best friend since elementary school.
SMR, Sugar Mill Road.
Shout out to Sugar Mill Road, boys.
I'm not going
a little bit earlier than elementary school, but
And obviously, Graham.
I high-five my nigga in the nursery room.
Smurf juice.
And obviously, Graham Starr is my little cousin, so he been there, day one. And me and Raj didn't always necessarily like each other or see eye to eye. I was a bully cousin, is what he said. A child bully.
That's to say that wasn't true. That's what he said, but I didn't think so.
I didn't think I was
what you was doing.
I was not a child bully. I was just older and more, better than y'all at the time.
Bully.
More bully from the bully pulpit. Couldn't. But so yeah. Anyway, me and Raj were cool, but it took until Graham Starr decided to take his talents to China. He actually moved and went to China, and in response to that, where me and Raj didn't want him to leave, we decided to make our own holiday without our mutual best friend and call it Best Friend Weekend. So it was really a slug towards Graham Starr to be like,
Shots fired.
yeah, fuck that, boy. We could have our own good time. And that morphed into something else. So every time you hear us out saying Best Friend Weekend Part 1, Part 2, Part 20, it all started with Graham Starr being in China, being a Chinese This podcast is brought to you by Yuli Gurriel. That boy came at you, Darvish, mad wicked with the slant eyes Chinese thing, boy.
Shout out all my niggas in China.
But they did not suspend. Ain't that crazy though? They didn't suspend him for the World Series. They said they're gonna wait till next season to suspend that boy.
That's some real thoughtful stuff to do. You know?
Gurriel
Like don't you think like if a nigga gonna be suspended for one game, let me choose what game I'm gonna be suspended for. I want to be suspended when we play the Browns.
Right? That's what they're doing with Zeke Elliott. They're gonna let him I want to be suspended on the back end of the season. God, yeah.
Stupid.
I mean, imagine if they did that with Draymond last year. Like when Draymond kick old boy, they would, or 2 years ago, they would have been like, Draymond, you can get the next season. You can wait till next season to start your suspension.
Fire.
I mean, that's exactly what it.
Champs.
That's exactly what it's
like. I'm tired tonight anyway. I ain't feel like playing, so I'll take this game.
Cause he from Saginaw. That's why you're doing that little Charles Rogers voice.
Exactly.
Hop in that pill game. So when we was in Vegas a couple of weeks ago, we got a message from Rumble. He called us out there. I was hanging out with, this podcast is brought to you by Jay Harry and Blue Diamond. And we was out there for the fight, kicking it big. And little Rumble called and said, hey, man, y'all boys is in the small town nigga Hall of Fame. That was the quote he said. I'm curious, Lawrence, what makes the qualifications to be in the small town nigga Hall of Fame?
Okay, small town Hall of Fame.
It don't have to be niggas, though.
Niggas got
definitely not.
got
Definitely
stage
not.
fright and shit, man.
The criteria is you have to be from a town. And there are specific qualifications that consist of a town. Not too big, not like, we had 10 high schools. It's kind of big, 200,000 people.
That's not a town.
That's not a town. That's not.
You gotta be from a little village.
Yeah, you have to be from a village.
Village of Parks type shit.
Definitely. That's one criteria. Another one is you cannot still be a resident of the village. That's another thing. Another thing is you cannot move from village to village. You have to spread your royal oats. So like things that could get you into the, small town Hall of Fame is you start from maybe a town of what? Under 100,000, but you found yourself in a metropolitan area, moving and shaking, like looking awesome. But socially, you look awesome. Like damn, he's really like, damn, that's Lil L. That's
from
Rod Smooth
from
Bell
this place.
Place.
Yeah.
I mean, you know I bury Rod.
Mobile
sense.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We used to shoot with him in basketball. Oh damn.
Okay.
It's levels to this. It's levels.
Makes sense.
I think when you're in a small town Hall of Fame, you gotta they gotta see you. You gotta have stamps on your passport, off top. They gotta see you in different places doing different things. Like he said, you gotta have a presence about you that people say, "Oh man, look them boys doing something." Like for instance, what's his name? Loyal Honor Trust. That's small town nigga Hall of Fame all day. I mean, whenever you see him in some
but that man's still a resident of his small town.
Is he though?
Oh yeah.
I thought he lived in San Francisco.
900 block.
The bricks. Project Living.
Project Life.
Good.
Man's still back there.
Okay, so maybe he not. But the other criteria is that you always moving and shaking. I love seeing like somebody on on a little island somewhere in Jamaica and then bounce back and then Europe somewhere and I'm like, oh damn, that boy, that make me feel like somebody's small town Hall of Fame right there.
The coolest part about that shit is you never really know what they do. Like, what does this nigga do to get money? Like,
we know what that is.
Sometimes we know what they do. Yeah.
Not everybody, but most people we know what they do.
Some of them we know what they do. I think a good educated guess as to what they do.
But the small town Hall of Fame is like, it's a group that you should aspire to be if you're from a small town.
Well, I mean, when you said it that day when we was at the Mayweather joint, me, Jay, and Blue, we was sitting back like, damn.
Don't shortchange yourself. Second Mayweather event.
Oh yeah, I was second Mayweather. Shout out, yeah. I was second Mayweather fight that we attended. So when we got the call from Rumble and he had the FaceTime, we was cracking up that whole night. We was like, yeah, okay, we've been officially inducted into the small town Hall of Fame.
I think I was at the time I was in Louisiana.
You was.
The weather wasn't as bad as Houston. One time for Houston, all the way around. We ain't gonna jump the gun, but one time for Houston. But y'all on the beach just
Lamping in the
drinking. What
Hamptons.
y'all drinking? Mojitos? Oh, what y'all into? I don't know what y'all into, man.
We was lamping in the Hamptons like, what the fuck is a
Hall of
helmet?
Fame shit, right?
we was at rehab. And we was just showing them in the pool with the rehab individuals, man, and just showing the whole event. So I mean, my whole point was we took that as a great honor to be inducted into the Small Town Hall of Fame by Rumble Williams. Do you feel like you already in the Small Town Hall of Fame? Or are you approaching that level? How you feel about yourself in that regard?
Ooh, that's a good one. I don't like tooting on horns, but if I look at my profile from finishing senior year 17 to currently 25, not quite. I'm not in the Hall of Fame, but I'm running it like I'm not in the Hall of Fame, but I'm in the game.
He's still playing ball.
I'm still playing ball.
He's still in the league
At a high
Yeah,
level.
yeah. He's healthy.
At a high level.
He ain't retired yet.
High level, not retired.
I mean, Drew Brees is in the Hall of Fame and he's still in the league.
Right.
So you saying you more like what, LaShawn McCoy?
No.
Not Shady Cut?
Nah.
He more.
I'm more of a
I feel like
Mike Evans.
You might
I'm like
that
young bull
3 years
nice.
in the league.
That young bull he
Okay.
gonna be something.
Okay.
That's a nice one I would feel.
It's funny a
So
5'5"
you just got in the league.
a 5'5" cat picks the 6'5" dude to be like, oh my god.
Come on, man. Stick on my 5'7.5". Sneakers, I'm 5'8".
Hey man, you should have said Jose Altuve, man. That's the perfect example. That's what I think about every time I see you. You know what I mean? Straight up, man. But them boys out here because it's my birthday, Aldo winning weekend. This podcast is brought to you by Aldo's Brewery, 3.5 ABV. It's going down. Just like that. We was talking, I was talking to a dude in the barbershop yesterday and he said this. He was like, he said, how old you making? I told him, I don't want to date myself. I ain't gonna let y'all know how I am. I mean, y'all can figure out how old I am. It's Kevin Durant birthday, shout out. And dude in the barbershop was like 2 years older than me or a year older than me. And he was like, I said, I thought we was the same age because we graduated the same year. And that man said, nah, I got held back. And then he said, in the first grade.
Niggas still say that? I thought the secret was out.
I just want to know what that means, Cutting.
Wow.
I didn't know. I don't know if there's a such thing as being held back.
I thought
What
that was
time out?
something.
I think I haven't heard that in the longest. Usually like a 6th grader or 7th grader might use that or maybe a 10th grader I should have graduated last year, but I got held back in 1st grade.
I thought it was something that the parents told their kids to not make them feel bad, right? Like, I'm old enough to know I didn't get held back, nigga. I was just dumb as fuck.
but how you dumb in the 1st grade? Like, what can you not do in the 1st grade to get held back?
I don't know. Your teacher, tell us what 1st graders should know.
Cutting, I would assume 1st graders should be able to write their letters, Cutting, and maybe spell simple words like cat and dog and stuff. Penmanship. They should be spelling maybe little short words. They should be able to add and subtract. Maybe even not even subtract. Maybe just add, Cutting. And recall basic.
Like what? 2 + 2 type add? Not no.
Yeah, 2 + 4, probably single digit addition.
And you can't do that, you get held back?
Cutting, that's evidently.
I thought in those early stages that's like what, a parental type of call.
Oh yeah, that means your mama. No offense. I might have to edit that out. No. It don't mean your mama. It just means you might not be getting some of that homework.
That reinforcement.
There you go. That
I feel like
your mom might have another job.
I feel like if you got held back, you probably had silver teeth as a kid too.
But time out. I think.
It just me?
If you got held back, you had silver teeth.
Probably. He was bad as fuck.
I don't know, man. I can't call it. I just thought that was a little funny side story. The dude said he got held back. I mean, things like that happen, man. But we gonna party all weekend. We're gonna try to turn this into a whole nother thing. But check it out, man. I know y'all heard the intro, man. The intro we had one of our favorites of all time. The homie Tyrese Gibson. He's going through some stuff right now. Black tie, man. He going through a couple of things, man. I don't know if y'all heard the story, but some people I just got put on game yesterday. They told me that basically his ex-wife is accusing him of being abusive towards the daughter, a little girl. So while the court litigation is going on, they're not allowing him to see his daughter. So he's having some kind of a mental breakdown. So instead of just kind of falling back what he's been doing is sending like gifts to the school for his daughter, and he also flew a was it a blimp or a plane?
I want to say like a plane with like the message.
A little message streaming behind the plane that said, "Daddy loves you." Album dropping November the 18th. Oh, cop that
Man's
thing.
hot.
What happened if it was nap time? She didn't see it.
It might have been
That
that time.
sucks.
Fast and the
He
Furious
spent all
9.
his money for nothing.
Scheduled to be in theaters.
But yeah, either way, so he's doing all of these type of things, and then obviously he had this rant that's going on online. I mean, that sucks, man. What do y'all think about Tyrese in his most recent scenario?
I think we need to put it in perspective first. Is he guilty maybe of what he's been accused of, or is more of his ex-wife a little salty? Oh, didn't he recently get remarried?
I did see a picture online, and they was like big up in his new wife, talking about like this is Tyrese's new wife. She's got like a master's. She's smart.
Yeah.
She makes a whole bunch of money. Like they was really really big up in his
I
new
think I did see
relationship.
But this brings me to my next point. Do you think he told her this? I love you, girl. You got my daughter. You're probably gonna be my wife. You want me to be honest? These other hoes is tricks. I make love to you. I want to be with you. I fuck other girls occasionally, but that's just what I do. You think you broke it down to
He
like
probably
Baby
said
Boy
something
style?
like, "I'm out here telling these hoes the truth. I lie because I love you."
Yeah, like, you think that's what happened here, or is he guilty?
Event.
Girl, you know I love you.
I don't know what he do. I don't know what kind of relationship he still got with his ex, but yeah, that's crazy though. Like he's probably full in character. He having like a little breakdown. He very Orlando Brown-esque right now. Nah, I don't know about that.
Well, I don't know if you
Was
heard
he
the latest
crying
news.
because of the amount, or because of is it what 13 or?
Oh yeah,
18?
yeah.
Like,
You heard him. He said he's paying them $fillions a month. I can't take it no more. Man.
13K.
Man.
was this a
It's
ploy
crazy.
maybe to
But-
get that reduced? Maybe
I don't know if you heard the
I'm hurting.
latest
I don't have
news.
it.
The latest news is the charges were dropped. So
Oh, were they?
we good. Yeah, this morning charges were dropped. So he good right now.
Until he get
Good.
back online doing some crazy shit. I thought it was funny
I mean,
that.
he might be thankful when he get back online.
Well, I thought it was funny that like two people I saw like helping, like speaking out to him this week was Gilbert Arenas and Michael Blackson.
I saw Michael Blackson.
You know,
They-
50 had his run to. You know, 50.
Well,
had to
50
get
probably
the
got on
jokes.
his head, but them boys didn't have jokes. Them boys were just like cutting you, making your case way worse by being online looking crazy because they're gonna be playing this back in court and you gonna look very crazy. Like, stop it. And both them boys like went on his social media and said that. I wonder if celebrities actually read what other celebrities say, even if they don't know each other.
Definitely. I thought Michael Blackson, he said he had a meeting with other dark-skinned niggas and they traded Tyrese
For Steph Curry
for Steph Curry and
Drake.
And Drake, yeah. So he was very much so going at his neck. Like, it's still Michael Blackson.
Yeah, he was.
But can we talk about just for a second just the visual of it all? Me and Graham still on the way here from the good old boot one time for Louisiana.
Shout out Louisiana. This podcast
Oh,
is brought
yeah.
to you by the great state of Louisiana.
Back and go to the Super Bowl. But we just was running about how just the visual of him just being in the camera crying, like, dude, you're talking to a phone, like, it just looks crazy.
Yeah, like what possesses you to go from like I'm feeling away to grabbing my phone and crying on camera and like
I'm just gonna let the
sharing it?
world like just what are you trying to accomplish? What's the end goal? Like, what's positive affirmations from the fans? Like, I don't know. Pub or
Raj, what you think? Why did somebody do that, dog?
I think that there was a great takeover of the internet of people the age of Tyrese at one point in time, and they don't know how to use the internet. They don't know exactly what it's for.
Joe Jones.
that's what came to my mind.
Man don't know how to use the internet. Like, he don't understand that it's not for to spread your emotions. Like, people that know how to use Facebook and Instagram don't do that kind of stuff. But also, I don't know, this is and this would be the stupidest thing to me, and, shout out to whatever, rest in peace. but never ever post a picture of your dead relative in the casket on Facebook and put rest in peace on it. Like that's an example of not knowing how to.
Okay,
use
but
Facebook
how about
and Instagram.
so? How close can you get? Can you do what DBZ was doing last week? This podcast brought to you by DBZ. Second funeral in 2 weeks, and posting pictures like with his suit on, like sharp. I'm sharp at this funeral.
You post a picture of yourself. Yeah, I honestly I posted a picture of myself from the funeral. And DBZ also posted a picture of himself with the deceased relative. That's cool. Like, I mean,
not
before
while
he
it
was deceased.
Okay.
But don't do stuff like that. Like that's not what it's for. Like I just feel like there should be a how to use social media handbook that we should hand out to all the baby boomers, like everybody that's not a millennial.
I could go with that.
And going forward, of course, because them motherfuckers not
true. Because
I mean, 50, 60-year-olds is notorious for doing way too much.
Yeah, I think these are the type of people that say the bullshit in the comments and then they got to explain to their manager come Monday. I think these are the type of people that might not get parameters of like you just can't.
It's like Roger putting them in that category of the people who click on links that say click on this to see Angelina Jolie naked and then end up with bugs on their computer and with their password hacked. He putting them on like the people who was born in 1975 role.
People who take selfies.
But he was born in 1978.
Was he?
So he not that far. But
I did not know that. I did not know Black Tie was that old.
Bro. Yeah, he ain't no young cat.
Okay, so he probably is just a few years. Like that boy had a dial-up connection. Like after he was out of college, like over 21 years old, dial-up connection.
I think he had the internet. I just think he's had more than one computer.
But he was damn near born in 79 because we see right now he was born on December 30th. So don't try to play us.
He gets no pass, I think, for that because he's been in front of the camera forever. So I feel like he should know proper etiquette. I feel like he has a publicist.
I mean, you getting to a good point, man. He's been in front of the camera for whatever, man. I don't want to just harp on the bad things about Tyrese. Let's talk about the good. What was your favorite Tyrese movie, man? And I don't know who wants to start. Who got a favorite Tyrese movie that they're going to come out the box
you can come to me last because I've already looked at the movies and I know what all your niggas going to say. So I'm going to just go ahead.
Okay. So Tim, you got it?
It's
Graham.
I really feel like it's a mutual favorite movie because they just don't make movies like this anymore. It gotta be Jody Joe. I fucks with Jody Joe.
Baby boy.
A R&B type nigga like myself. But a good movie nonetheless. John Singleton, I think, produced it. A hell of a movie. And I'm not a huge fan of Fast and the Furious movies, so definitely for me, it gotta be Baby Boy.
Can't take other niggas' movies, Tim.
Yeah, I think that's the, if you never heard of Tyrese, Baby Boy, like that's, I would suggest it, like that's flame. Okay. Man's hot.
But that's your favorite?
No. I might have to go to maybe Transformers because of just the plot. That's her classic. But that's just one I'm throwing up. I hope I didn't take nobody's. But I gotta go Waist Deep.
Okay.
That plot was too thick. Megan Good.
Thick.
Do I need to say more?
Okay.
Megan Good.
Rumble, we are 100% in agreement. My favorite Tyrese movie is Waist Deep. It's not even close, man. But the thing I thought about when I thought about Waist Deep, and I was like, okay, I remember Megan Good being super fine in that movie, and that boy tearing her down and being like, damn, Megan Good was bad. So I remember it a lot. But the other thing that distinctively I remember is that the game's name in that movie was Big Meat. Y'all can Google that if you want.
No homo.
That man, I don't even know if we could say no homo. Because the game's Instagram page is called LA Confidential. And wasn't he the one who, like, every Friday was putting Fine Nigga Fridays and sitting there butt naked? Like, not butt naked, but like
gray sweats on.
Yeah, like I'm going to show dick print every week. Nothing but lay mine every week. Eggplant Fridays. I think the game might have even started that.
Yeah.
So I think that might have been like a little subliminal cutting. They might have asked that
if
man
I had
what
that
he wanted
French bread. If I had that French bread, I would have started Eggplant Friday a long time ago. Just letting you know.
Straight up. But I mean, I'm saying if I get to start a movie, if I get to be in a movie and they say, what you want your name to be, Cutting? Big Meat, Cutting?
Big Meat.
I didn't realize that was.
Can
I thought it was
Long
Big
John?
Meat. Bam, Big Meat. That's
MEAT, Cutting.
That's
Big Meat,
extreme.
Cutting.
That's extreme.
Cutting, that's like a little chick. That's like what's her name? What's the chick Cardi B being in a movie called in her name? What's your name? Wet Cat. Cutting like really.
Blatantly obvious.
Cutting big meat. Cutting people would talk. Oh, her name Wet Cat.
Good pussy. Like,
It's provocative. It gets the people going.
Layman. Cutting. His name should have just been Layman. Cutting, but
Layman. My favorite movie is 100% Too Fast, Too Furious. It's my favorite one. But I wanted to say this, not to in a movie, but I shot 4 brothers. And plus I got a Chevelle that flip-flop full colors. Anyway.
Four Brothers was okay. Four Brothers was okay.
Oh yeah, that was a big
plot. If one of y'all niggas would have said a Fast and the Furious movie, I would have said Four Brothers just to do that. Just to go against the grain. But Too Fast, Too Furious, and I watched it last night, so
there you go.
I like it.
So I'm with it. So okay, then that was your favorite movie. What was your favorite song? Favorite Tyrese song?
Do I get to start this one too?
If you want. I mean, I know what it's not even close for me, homie.
Signs of Love Making.
Okay.
Are you that Zodiac freak?
Come on, you gotta sing at least like a little piece of the bar for me, dog. These
are the signs of love
R&B
making.
nigga?
Cause you the R&B nigga, sing a little bit.
I'm a Capricorn. I came here to get mannish. Ooh, you know it's good when I start speaking Spanish.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Signs of love making, nigga.
Signs of love making. Oh.
You know my taste. The name Rumble don't come for nothing. I'm a little roguish.
What's your favorite Tyrese song? Oh, he don't even have one. He just that's the point. You don't like R&B music.
It's too rumble.
Cause I thought you would have at least went with like when he walked on the bus singing "Always Coca-Cola." Yeah. Cause I mean it was just a little sensitive take on Coca-Cola. But definitely my favorite Tyrese song was I was excited cause I was falling in love with you.
Yeah.
Now that I've fallen, what am I gonna do? Man, come on, man. You don't beat that. That's that man's best song, period. Off top. Raj.
Sweet Lady.
Actually, that's crazy because, like, I have a favorite song, too. My favorite song, and I'm just looking it up right now because I forgot how many good songs this nigga got.
He got hits.
Definitely.
But I'm going back, and I'm going off the same CD that Tim, that Graham Store got, and How You Gonna Act Like That is probably...
How you gonna act? No, you gotta sing, right?
How you gonna act like that? You know, making love. I don't know the words for it, but I know
Nobody says Sweet Lady.
Nobody did say Sweet Lady. And Sweet Lady was like...
Yeah.
I know if Eric King was in here, he would say Sweet Lady.
Like, you remember the CDs you used to make in college when you got something to the room? It was called, like the Fuck Mix or something like that. That was Sweet Lady was definitely on that CD. Yeah.
I could go with that, man.
Wasn't on my CD.
No, I wanted.
I knew some way better sex songs than Sweet Lady.
Yeah,
Sweet Lady, that's where you gotta make love and shit. I went.
Well, I'm the
I was
R&B.
playing Pushing Inside.
Some hood, some Webby.
Sex is on my mind. I wanna love.
Girl, give me that pussy.
You must be used to me spending. That's what.
Nigga like Rumble Williams had Webby. Give me that pussy.
Yeah, okay, that's about right. That's about right. That's about right. No, but I mean, I think that's funny that Raj brought that up because I think Tyrese is one of the top people, like the Montel Jordans of the world, or like the Monica, who's just got a plethora of hits that when you go back and actually start looking at their catalog, you're like, damn, they made all that? I forgot they made all that. Like, he's one of them. I was just going to say, and shout out, my other idea was going to be that Usher My Way video, but I don't think he actually sung in that. I think he was just dancing and he was the other dude. But,
really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, no, he was the guy Usher was battle dancing in My Way.
Okay.
So Raj, you said something about the Fast and the Furious. What's your favorite Fast and the Furious character?
My favorite character?
Yeah.
100% Ludacris. On part 2, on Too Fast, Too Furious. That's my favorite one. I got a speeding ticket going like 120 in a pickup truck the day after I saw that movie.
Explorer Sport Track.
Explorer Sport Track.
Wow.
Okay. Do y'all got a favorite Fast and the Furious person?
That's my next Halloween.
Be him. Get a little. Yeah, that makes sense.
From the Too Fast, Too Furious.
I don't have a favorite character on Fast and the Furious. I have a least favorite, and it is Tyrese. I honestly, I don't know if I respect him so much as an actor, and especially not in Fast and Furious movies, because he makes jokes and he eats a lot. I don't get that connotation, so that's my least favorite character. I don't have a favorite character.
I love how y'all just picking the black people, cuz.
Oh,
I like the
course,
little
why not?
Asian. I like the little Asian villain on Tokyo Drift, cutting. I really do. Even though Tokyo Drift was like the wackest movie,
Takashi
cutting,
was his name.
like of all of them. But if I had to say my favorite, I say Lil Bow Wow on Tokyo Drift. Nah.
That is not the truth.
What do you mean?
That is not the truth. There's no way that that's your favorite
Okay.
character.
If I'm telling the truth, cutting is what his name was. They call him what, Toretti? It's Vin Diesel, cutting. I like Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel?
I like Vin Diesel, cutting.
Family first.
This one might throw y'all off. I'm gonna take it back to Too Fast, Too Furious. One time for Ja Rule.
Right.
Not Ja Rule.
One time for Ja Rule.
Murder.
I like his little character, the little street racer.
Y'all effectively picked every black person that
But-
was in the movie.
But hold up.
If you didn't
I don't
know
think
we're
Ja
black,
Rule was
no.
in Too Fast, Too Furious. Ja Rule was in The Fast and the Furious.
Oh, Ja Rule was in the first one?
I think Too Fast, Too Furious. I want to say
Now they
right.
fussing,
I
huh?
watched. Huh?
Y'all fussing now.
Yeah, the first one is called The Fast and
No.
The Furious.
Oh, okay.
The second one is called Too Fast, Too Furious.
Can anybody name
You
the
get it?
third one?
Tokyo Drift.
Tokyo Drift.
Three Fast, Three
Three
Furious.
Furious. y'all stupid. Fast 5.
Yeah, that is the fate of the Furious. The Furious make fillions. I don't know, they got all kind of different.
And I like that one. So they got a spinoff coming right now, right, with the Fast and the Furious, the Luke Hobbs movie. So that was another thing Tyrese was all up in uproar about because Jason Statham and The Rock got their own movie, like on the side now, and they've been beefing in the public about that. I don't really have a horse in that race. I don't really care with this Fast Family stuff, but I actually like The Rock way better than I like Tyrese. Just FYI, he makes better movies. What's your favorite Rock movie? I think Tyrese.
Five Fast, Five Furious. I don't know. I'm not a big like rock movie fan. So like my favorite, I'm gonna say is Ballers. Like I watch Ballers religiously.
Okay.
But I'm just not a big fan.
Spencer
In fact,
Strasmo.
you know what? This is like half my podcast. So my favorite rock movie is WWF Rock.
Oh, you took mine. You took
That's
mine.
what I fucks with.
You
I
took mine.
don't really fool with the rock movies too much.
Okay, then change the whole subject. I'm with that. I like wrestling Rock way better than I like actor Rock.
Yeah.
I like when he was calling people jabronis and like fucking telling them come here smell what I'm cooking.
With your candy ass.
Finally, The Rock has come back.
Rudy Poo Candy Ass.
Okay, yeah.
But his little
And he
journey
asked
is
you what
kind
their
of
name
amazing
was.
though.
He said,
Like,
doesn't matter what your
Yeah,
name
you got a
is.
story.
like
It doesn't matter what your name is. Yeah, okay. I think The Rock is a cultural icon because of wrestling.
Definitely.
Because of wrestling. And also, I wanna throw a bone in this whole rock movie thing. I don't see how someone can complain. You literally got 9 movies in a series, and then they decide to do a spinoff with the highest paid actor in Hollywood right now, and you mad?
You mad, bro?
Bruh. You got 9 movies. Like how lucky is Tyrese? Like they could have picked any dark nigga. It could have been Wesley Snipes, like playing next to Brian. It could have been a whole, I'm not literally Wesley Snipes, but it could have been a bunch of different people that could have played that role that Tyrese played. But Tyrese played that role and got 9 movies out the deal.
So that's like if Latoya Luckett got mad because after a whole bunch of Destiny's Child for number 1 CDs, Beyonce was like, "Let me just go do one, and then I'm gonna come back and do more with y'all." And she was like, "Nah, we got a new Destiny's Child album supposed to drop."
B2K or Marion.
Yeah,
Same
right.
thing.
You can't be
Ride
mad
that
at Pleasure
coattail,
P.
man. Ride that coattail because that Luke Hobbs movie might have Tyrese in it. You know what I'm saying?
If he wouldn't have been messing with his money, he might have been in that movie.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
he would have had a cameo. He would have had a small cameo.
Like Tyrese will never Tyrese is he was born in 78, so he's on the backside now. Like unless he gonna play, like he'll be maybe a good old man actor. I don't know, but as far as for right now, he'll never reach the Rock status.
A good
I'm sure
old man
Tyrese is
actor.
probably like Tyrese might be like 300th on the list whenever the Rock is first. So
Yeah.
you might as well ride the coattail. You might as well just try to get a little bit better because of the Rock.
And also too, that's kind of like The Rock's pocket. You know, like that action figure. You know how kind of like Angela Bassett, it always plays like the distraught black woman in like every movie.
Loretta Devine.
Like, you know what I'm saying? She's so like just that crying, that strong black woman in every movie. Like Rock is there for the action movie. You need Rock. He's that action figure. Like he's hot.
Yeah,
I agree.
And then you put it with
That's where the money at. You need to like spin it all.
If there's someone that's marketable that can carry on the Fast and the Furious franchise of movies, it would be The Rock, right?
Or John Cena. Or Booker T.
Or Jason Statham.
Or Booker T. Hulk Hogan, I'm coming for you, nigga. Booker T. Shout out Booker T. Shout out Booker T and shout out H-Town, man. H-Town, I'm just going to go ahead on and say it right now, man. I've been told Officer Friendly, actually, I ran into him the other day. He pulled me on the side and he was like, I'm going to need to hear this week an apology.
Pulled you over?
No, I mean, well, he stopped me while we were talking and while we were walking, and he said, I'm going to need an apology for the city of Houston. We are clutch city again. I feel like the Astros they had a very clutch performance in the World Series, and congratulations, shout out. Honestly, I said it that podcast, I'll say it again. The Astros have always been my favorite baseball team, so it's not even like I was rooting against them. I was rooting for the Astros. Houston's turned up right now. We about to go hit this parade in a minute. The celebration parade, or at least I'm gonna try to be there. So just, shout out to the Astros for winning the title. And Houston, I don't think that necessarily makes you clutch city again. Mm-hmm. But with the good luck comes the bad luck, because Deshaun Watson tore his ACL like the next day. Roger, I heard you had a theory on this. I'm a little curious about it.
Yeah, now people are gonna think I'm crazy, but I didn't know I was gonna be sharing my crazy conspiracy theories. But New Orleans, Katrina, Super Bowl. Even New England, 9/11. I'm sorry, New York, 9/11, Super Bowl, Houston, the flood, whatever. Who was it? Harvey, World Series. So I just think that I'm not saying that's not really how I feel. But I think either one or two things was gonna happen. Just by fate, I guess. Let's call it fate. I think either Deshaun Watson was gonna win the Super Bowl, or at least get real close, or Houston was gonna win the World Series. Because you can't control everything. So I think if let's say if the Astros would have lost Game 7, the Dodgers of the World Series, then I think Deshaun Watson don't get hurt. Just by fate. So
I got two questions in rebuttal. The first question I would say is, if the Dodgers won, would you have been like, oh, it's because of the wildfires? And then they would have just like, so you could find a reason anytime. That's for one. And for two,
because I told you, Los Angeles is always lit.
Okay.
No pun intended.
Super pun intended. So my other thing would be, so since you have that theory, do you also think that there's no pictures of the Earth from the outside, so that's why it's flat?
There's no pictures.
Kyrie
of the
Smooth.
From the outside.
Yeah, Kyrie Smooth. I'm just asking if
there are pictures from the outside of the Earth. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, that's what Kyrie said this week to further his theory.
But I have a question for you. Another question, Raj, to get you to think.
Okay, yeah, come on.
And just answer us all once. I just want to hear it all. I'm just interested. I feel like there should be I've entertained that notion before, but I feel like there should be a statute of limitations on that. Katrina hit one time for New Orleans. We love that city. It's beautiful. That hit, 05? We won, like, the 09 season. Like, does that still count as we were down, It still never got back to what it was, the city. But does that still count as we won because of that? That was, like, years?
Good question, Rod.
What do you mean?
Just what he said.
4 years later.
It was 4 years later.
Oh, no. The year after we went to the NFC Championship game. So I'm not necessarily saying that Deshaun Watson would have won the Super Bowl. Again, I did say that, but I don't mean that he would have won the Super Bowl. I just mean he would have given them enough promise to change the fortunes of the Houston Texans, because they've sucked for a long time. So he would have just given the city promise. And then now, okay, so like Houston football is a big thing now.
Houston strong.
So in 2006, because Katrina hit in 05, right? In 06, the Saints went to the NFC Championship game against the Bears. And in my opinion, if you watch that game, they should have won. It snowed. we would have won that game.
Yeah, when Reggie Bush caught that 89-yard screen pass and took that thing to the house, I felt like we was going to go to the Super Bowl that year.
100% thought we was going to win that game. Marcus Colston fumbled. Shout out Marcus Colston. But,
Things happen, man.
So that's my answer.
Okay, it's interesting. I hear people run that story a lot, that when something happens in the city, they're going to win. But, like, the way I thought about it, you said the 9/11 stuff. When 9/11 happened, New York Yankees didn't win, though. They lost in the championship to the Arizona Diamondbacks. So I remember sitting there thinking, if it was really rigged, but I guess they got there, so I guess that's part of it. The Giants, I don't even know if the Giants won in 2000. That don't even sound right to me. In 2001.
It has to be 2001. Let's look.
No, the Giants did not win no Super Bowl in 2001.
That was a long time ago.
Well, I don't know who won it in 2001.
None of them did. I think we caught you in a lie.
Maybe. Okay, cool.
Because I'm pretty sure the Ravens won in 2000, and then it damn sure wasn't the Giants didn't win until Eli, and Eli didn't even get in the league until 2004. Yeah, man, that's ridiculous. You probably talking about the Yankees, and they didn't win. But we're not gonna. I'm gonna let y'all Google it while I go on to the next thing because 2012
and 08.
In 08. That's 7 years after 9. Oh, they won for the 11th anniversary of 9/11. the 11th anniversary season, Cutting. It is what it is. Hey, we're gonna push up. We're gonna push up a little bit quicker on the agenda today because I know my two house guests they got to go to the same barbershop I was at and go get fly in a minute. So we're gonna try to push up and get these last couple of topics moving.
Shout out Prosperity.
The Giants made the Super Bowl in 2001. I just want to say it, but okay, cool.
They got blanked by the Ravens.
But time out.
That's cool. They made it.
Wait,
they made
time
it.
Out, Raj. They lost. Both instances you said they lost. That's not a reward for losing.
That is. It's cool. They got there.
Wouldn't that
they
even
control
be
everything, man?
But wouldn't that be a bigger blow to our confidence as a city? We already doing bad. We think we got hope our team gonna win, but we lose.
Now making it to the Super Bowl is just as important.
That's a big deal.
I feel like the most happiest I ever been.
I'm gonna be happy.
Go ahead. What you say, Raj?
I said if the Saints make it to the Super Bowl this year and lose, I'm gonna be happy. Like I'm gonna be like, all right, I got some promise for next year.
The happiest I ever been was when the Saints kicked that field goal to make it to the Super Bowl. Like as a Saints fan, like I was like, we're going to the Super Bowl. Like winning the Super Bowl was kind of like I was kind of like numb to it.
You weren't there.
I had actually
you were there, but you're not there.
Yeah, I had torn my ACL, so I was off them perkies. So
before Future made it fashionable.
Yeah, I was on them perks like for real. Okay, a couple of other things. NFL, they told our weekly NFL update. We're gonna have our 2 weekly updates on our way up out of here this week, and our 2 weekly updates. The first one is about our NFL protest. We always kind of got to see where it is. And this week, the most recent turn was Papa John's owner and CEO, founder and CEO, John Schnatter, said the NFL has hurt us. We are disappointed in the NFL and its leadership did not resolve this. Leadership starts at the top, and this is an example of poor leadership. They should have nipped this anthem protest in the bud a year and a half ago, and then we wouldn't be losing money. So he's mad because Papa John's stock has been down 8.5% this week. And with that, he lost $70 billion because he owns 25% of the stock in Papa John's. So if $70 million is 25%, that means he's probably up over. Well, I mean, that's just his assets in the company. Anyway, they said his net worth is over hundreds of millions of dollars.
800 million.
800 million is what he's worth.
Yep.
And he lost 70 billion. So he lost about 10% of his net worth. And he's just wilding on them boys. So I just think it's whack that and he came out and said that it's because he's an NFL sponsor. He's like the official food chain, the official pizza chain of the NFL. And we hear a lot about Papa John's. What are your initial thoughts on it? And I'm going to ask some other questions. What's your initial thoughts? Anybody could grab it.
Well, my initial thoughts is on Papa John's sake, I can see why they would be mad, I guess, just on some business stuff. Nobody's watching, you dumping dollars into advertising. It makes sense. But, flag on the play with the comment. Is that necessary? But I will say, I am happy about, I guess, them taking focus away from advertising. They might can focus on recipe. Because it's not up to par.
You said Papa John's not gas.
No.
I do like the garlic butter, though.
Oh, man. Y'all, okay.
I'm a fan of, I like Papa John's.
Do you?
I mean, we'll get to that in a split second. And I'm gonna definitely.
I just think
that
it's
question.
crazy. So here's my number one. Here's my number one. And it is what it is. But it's all about the Benjamins. That's what this all is about now. This is not even about a cause anymore. It's all about money now. Everybody's complaining about money. We trying to fight the power. But it's all about money. People losing money, so people getting mad. They gonna say some shit. You lose 10% of your net. If I lose 10% of my net worth right now, which ain't gonna be that much, I'm gonna be mad.
Okay, question though. Like, really, can you attribute it to the fact that the NFL is down? Is that why Papa John's isn't selling pizza? That sounds like a huge scapegoat. Like,
I think that you have to poke and prod at something. You know, like what is my tomatoes ain't as good as they used to be? My secret sauce ain't secret no more? Like it gotta be something.
I think as a former sales rep, you know, we used to try to push to potential customers. That's a real thing, you know. Power of advertisement is real. So I mean, views down. You got your advertisement on the airways. So I mean, that would correlate, I think, in maybe profit loss.
What I think is live is that all of the other pizza companies are like ganging up against them and going on social media and making little posts. Like
that's what they do. Have you not noticed?
They
Have you
on
not
their
seen
ass.
food chains go ham at each other all the time?
And boys had a
Pun intended.
DiGiorno's had a little post that had like a pizza and then it had a little stock going up and it said DiGiorno's and then it had pizza and stock going down with Papa John's cutting. Like, that's how we coming, cutting. Boy, like mom and pops was coming out talking about, hey, look, we'll take NFL. You looking for new sponsors? Look, we'll hop down. Like, that's crazy that other people, and I would definitely do it if I was in there.
Kick a man when
and
he's
Pizza
down.
Hut tried the power play, with the getting our boy Cap on board.
Well, hold up, I missed that. What happened?
Pizza Hut tried to sign Kaepernick as a spokesperson, I believe, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay, I did not even know that took place.
Fuck with Pizza Hut, super supreme.
Okay, so look, we talking about it. Where does Papa John's fall in the pizza pecking order of pizza food chains? Because Raj just said he's not anti. You guys said you're anti. I mean, give me your top. I mean, off top of your head, top 3.
There's really only 3 players.
Okay, then go
honestly.
5. Top 5 pizza chains. I'll start with mine while y'all think. I'll let y'all think because I didn't think about it, but I pretty much know right off the top of my head. I am actually like Roger. I like getting that that extra pepper and that garlic sauce. I actually like Papa John's. I'm not like
So
Papa
it's
John's.
number 1 for you.
Domino's reinvented themselves, and I like how buttery and
Do you-
and that garlicky their bread is.
Do you remember when Domino's had the bubbles?
Yeah.
It was horrible.
But
you're right.
Domino's used to be ass, but
Yes.
When they switched from Domino's Pizza to Domino's,
the type of pizzas that I like, it's okay. Anyway, my favorite pizza chain, and I don't even know if we could call it that, and I don't even know if it gets in it's Blaze Pizza because you get to make your own, and you can. And I'm just a huge fan of that oven baked in front of me Blaze Pizza. That's
Okay.
number 1 for me. Number 2 is Papa John's. Number 3 is Domino's.
Ooh.
Number 4
whoa.
is Pizza Hut.
Wow.
I'm just not a huge Pizza Hut guy.
Pizza.
Little Caesars, none of those. And then I got some local ones, so I'm not gonna go mom and pops for like the 5th. I mean, but I guess my 5th would just throw Little Caesars. I guess I don't know. I don't even eat that, so I guess I just got 4.
Yeah.
Man, I feel like we had the college playoff board. I so
What four
disagree
get
with
in?
your.
What
I
four
so
get in?
disagree with your standings.
You're starting 4.
They haven't played anybody. But first off, I think I'd have to go with Pizza Hut. That's number 1. Pizza Hut, strength of schedule, consistency. Pizza Hut. That's number 1. Number 2 with the reinvention of Domino's, like not just the pizza, the pasta, the chicken, sandwiches. They got options, B. They up there. Personally, which is my favorite, but it doesn't taste the best, but it's my favorite, but it comes in as 3, taking my heart out of and putting my head in it. Personally, Little Caesars, man. I like Little Caesars.
That's the struggle pizza.
That's for po niggas.
Yeah, that
Hey,
shit
man.
drip, dog.
Hot and ready.
Drip oil.
We just
Like,
made the point. I'm still trying to get to the small nigga Hall of Fame. I'm still Mike Everson, and one time for
you
Little
can't be in a small
Caesars.
nigga Hall of Fame with Little Caesars in your top.
Hey,
three.
when me and my homeboys hang out, a Little Caesars has never came in that household. The door has never rung with Little Caesars.
I feel like Little Caesars only sells
So
one
I'ma
type
tell you,
of
look.
pizzas. Like,
pizza.
That's it.
pizza. If there was food chains next to each other, pizza chains next to each other, just like Pizza Hut, Papa John's, Domino's, Little Caesars,
Damn, I forgot mine.
Hungry Howie's up there too. I forgot about him.
Blaze, Mama Mia's. If they're like all
Real
next to each other.
quick. My fifth is Sbarro, but go ahead.
Ooh,
I hate how you
that
just
might
took
be
my whole
that's
my,
nice.
my like, you know what?
Ooh.
That's something that you need to focus on by interrupting niggas. So if Sbarro was next door to all of them places, I'm going to Sbarro.
Get the big slice.
All them other ones, they all taste the same. Like if I go to a party and a nigga like, hey, we got pizza coming through. I don't care where it come from. I don't care if it come from Papa John's. I'm gonna be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna eat it. I don't care if it come from Pizza Hut. I'm gonna eat it. And it come from Domino's. I don't care. I'm gonna eat it. But I've never sat down and ate chain pizza and said, damn, boy, this is some good ass pizza. So they all like average to me.
Okay, but hey, I'm so happy I was
thanks,
able to
Al.
hop in and read your mind.
I'm not happy. Viewers don't like that.
Viewers don't like it. I think they like it. What you got, Graham Star? What you think?
Pizza Hut, 100%. I was a fan of Papa John's because they did it different. I feel like Papa John's is the only pizza chain that puts their meat before their cheese. Or maybe I'm tripping. But doesn't it look like their cheese is sitting on top of the meat? Whereas every other pizza chain, the meat is on top of the cheese. Pause.
I've never analyzed my pizza.
Yeah, I never
I
took a
think you
deep
a little.
dive.
I think you a
I
little.
never took a deep dive.
I think
Oh,
you
shit.
did the analytics.
I'm
That's
fat.
fire,
I
though.
forgot to
Like,
mention
advanced
that.
analytics.
My bad.
A
My bad.
pizza.
Honestly, that is a reason. What you talking right now is a reason for me to choose my favorite pizza chain. Because if they put the meat under the cheese, I think I would rather it. A little blanket. A blanket of cheese sounds way better.
And so
a
that's
floor
my
of
point.
cheese.
I
A
used
little-
to
a
like
little.
Papa John's because of this reason. And obviously the garlic butter. But nah, Pizza
The
Hut,
duck
man,
butter.
super supreme all day long. Pizza Hut and Domino's has reinvented themselves, but aside from those three, there's no other pizza chains that really matter. Sorry.
But hold on. But let me stop you right here, because me and you actually live together, and I feel like Papa John's was a delicacy to us because we could get that
Because
cinnamon
it's
pizza.
expensive.
It was. That's another thing.
But we could get that cinnamon
Ain't
That
that
pizza.
cinnamon
though.
pizza though. He's saying cinnamon pizza over and over.
Oh, the
What about that
sticks?
cinnamon pizza?
Cause then we could go to Mr. Gaddy's if you want cinnamon pizza.
Y'all
Well,
remember Little Caesars?
Man, I'm not
I mean,
talking.
CC.
You're not feeling me though.
Yeah, Raj,
I'm not
I
talking
think,
about
I don't know
cinnamon
if I could
twists.
say this on the podcast, but we were high a lot of the time, and the
But that
cinnamon sticks
cinnamon-
was like, who doesn't want frosting with cinnamon and sprinkles?
But you didn't even need the frosting. I just remember Papa John. What I like about Papa John's pizza, and you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead and say it now that Papa John's is probably my favorite out of all of them. So Papa John's, other than Sbarro, Papa John's pizza be way more wet than them other pizzas.
Everybody
Some of the
likes
pizzas
that
be
wet
dry.
wet.
It's like
That shit
Cardi
tastes like
B.
the box.
It's the Cardi B pizza.
the Cardi B of pizza. Yeah.
Good pussy pizza.
Matter of fact, instead of signing Kaepernick, they should sign Cardi B.
Or they
You
should
know?
sign. Or they
Talk
should
about how
definitely
wet.
sign the game and call it Big Meat Pizza.
Big meat pizza.
That wet.
What
Eggplant
kind you
pizza.
want? That big meat? I hate y'all. I hate everything y'all stand for, man. But yeah, enough about them, man. I don't want to talk about Papa John no more. He need to calm down. I will say this one other thing though. I heard a very compelling, like I heard just a little piece of it, and I kind of went on in my head to where I think they were going with it, which is this: that you got a lot of options with food now with Uber Eats and with like any kind of like you could go to Yelp and order there. You can do a whole whatever the other one is. I can't remember the one that everybody else uses. But anyway, you got options to get food delivered to you. And with that being said, pizza used to be the only thing that you could get delivered like that. Like
And Chinese.
in Chinese food, yeah? I mean,
Some
we're not
places.
racist. Let's just say Asian food. But the
Chinese. I meant what I said.
You Darvish
I never
pizza.
been an Asian restaurant. They got Chinese pizza.
But either way, my point is, now that you can get on Uber Eats and get like some pasta or like a little restaurant down the street gonna come deliver some oxtails cutting, like it really has made the game to where that's probably why Papa John's is losing that money more so than an NFL protest. It's because people got options. And I didn't really hear the end of the argument, but I felt like when I heard the beginning of that argument coming, that made sense to me. That you're losing money because of that thing more than because of advertising and NFL protests and things of that nature.
Let me ask you this. Just to think back. And just answer the question. Does Papa John's deliver?
Yeah.
Papa John's
they
deliver?
got trucks.
Okay.
I mean, cars. Yeah, they out here.
All right, that's cool. Just
Yeah, because my
Just don't
fat
remember
ass is
seeing
not
them on
about
the
to
road.
drive out to get pizza. So they deliver.
but we used to have to drive to go get the Papa John's.
Yeah, I don't know no Papa John's drivers. I used to drive for Papa John's. No, I never heard of them, but they did used to deliver, so I don't know. Maybe they used Uber Eats. I don't know how the game go. They subleased everything. Okay, the last thing we want to talk about, I guess, is just our weekly Me Too update. A listener kind of hit me up this week and said, you guys keep talking about this Me Too and how different people are being accused of sexual harassment, sexual assault, and even in some cases rape. I mean, it's a big story about Hollywood, and we talked about our opinions last week about how it's kind of become a very pervasive. It's happening so much that it's kind of people are being desensitized to it. And I'm going to give you 4 stories from this week, 4 different people. Not that maybe a little bit of their story, but 4 different people. And I just want to get you guys' take on who you're the most, shocked by and in different things. So the first one was Dustin Hoffman. One time for Rain Man. Rain Man.
That's a classic.
He said he was on The Graduate too, so maybe it was Miss Robinson.
Definitely.
He said, the chick said, I'll never forget. He moves back, he opens up my arms, and he says, it would be a whole new body to explore. Then she said, I'm trying to go back to my pitch, like she was trying to sell him something. And he said, I'm trying to talk, and I'm trying to talk about my play. Then Dustin Hoffman gets up and says he has to do some clothing shopping at a nearby hotel, and if I wanted to come. He like, come on to this hotel nearby. And she didn't come. And somebody else said a similar story. So he has 2 sexual harassment charges because you can't do stuff like that at the workplace. I mean, let's just be honest. At my job, I can't go up to my coworker and grab her and open up her arms and say, this will be a whole new body to explore. That is the definition of sexual harassment, and I don't have to take it. So, but that's people were coming out with the Me Too about that. Kevin Spacey. He actually, obviously, House of Cards, right? He had, I said House of Cards with Kevin Spacey, like Kevin Spacey's not in a million things. Like he's not, this podcast is brought to you by my favorite movie of all time, The Usual Suspects, Verbal Kint, aka Kaiser Soze. But Kevin Spacey, basically, some guy said that he was 17, Kevin Spacey was 21 at the time. They were in a hotel room. Kevin Spacey pushed him on the bed and then started rubbing that meat on him, that big meat. That Le Monde, if you will, kind of laying on top of him and grinding on him with his clothes on, I think, and trying to get that man to smash. And the dude didn't want to smash. So, sexual assault, he kind of put that meat on him. And this was years later. Kevin Spacey came out and said, look, I don't talk about my personal life a lot, but shit, obviously now y'all know I'm gay. I don't really say that all the time. And boys need to know that about me. And I was probably drunk, and it was like 20 years ago, so I don't really remember. I actually heard somebody online say it's the worst ever time for somebody to come out and say they're gay. Like he's just using it to get over on this particular scenario. I thought that was an interesting take. 2 more. Jeremy Piven. Ari Gold, Entourage, our guy. Basically said, a young lady said he came up. Her tweet was actually, remember grabbing my boobies on the sofa without asking? Remember when I tried to leave, you grabbed me by the ass, looked at yourself in the mirror and said, what a beautiful couple we made. And he's allegedly did that while they were on set of a movie. She got away, like just walked away. And then she complained to the people at the movies, at the whatever, what would you call it, the studio. And she took like a $7,000 severance package, non-disclosure agreement to not talk about it. But now she's talking about it because Me Too. And finally, Andy Dick. A bunch of people coming out saying Andy Dick was like kissing them on the face, licking them on the face, humping on people on the sets. And Andy Dick's response was, Dog, I'm Andy Dick.
I'm weird as fuck.
I've been weird Andy Dick for years. Like, you know that when you sign up for being in a movie with me, I lick everybody. I do wild stuff. My last name is Dick. Like, what do you think you're getting with me? So, out of those people, Rain Man, Kaiser Soze, Ari Gold, and Andy Dick, who's the most surprising this week?
None of them. They all weird. Like they all skinless and shit. But I'm glad that you said Kevin Spacey with House of Cards. I'm glad that you specifically said House of Cards, because there's actually been 8 allegations of sexual harassment / assault on the set of House of Cards. So they announced that was going to be the 6th season. They had 13 episodes already scheduled to appear for House of Cards. They canceled it because of that. At first they said that they were gonna show them, and that was gonna be the last season, and then they suspended that season.
Kevin Spacey nice at acting though.
So just imagine whenever I never watch House of Cards, but just imagine how valuable that 6th season of House of Cards is gonna be like in a few years. Like you know what I'm saying? Like that shit's gonna be like on the dark web.
Huh. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be out there. Somebody's gonna get their hands on it.
I'm quiet because, like Roger, none of this surprises me. As I sit back and think about my life, how many charges?
God damn! So we got somebody ready to tell it all.
No, I think you understand what I'm getting at. That's dudes, man. That's dudes. They're famous. You just hear about it. Like, yeah, that's it. Can't go too deep into it, but yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
They in the American people with $1 billion Hall of Fame.
That's the difference.
They not in the small town nigga Hall of Fame. They in the I got a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame Hall of Fame. Dog.
Yeah.
It's a different type of fame, and you would say how you would act until people let you get away with acting however you want to act, and then it's then the next question is that a thing? Would you do it? Would you not? I would like to think I wouldn't, but hey, boys wilding out, man. The boys. Me too. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think like it all sucks. They like all like in the same boat. Like it's just like damn, shaking my head. But I will say I do have a question though. Like with the Kevin Spacey situation, for instance, we usually hear about him like it happens like way years ago. Like are people seeking monetary gain from those type of things, or just trying to derail another person? I guess just vertical climb. I think
what it seems like to me, because you only get a certain amount of time.
Time out,
actually,
and let me say this too. Sorry, Raj. I also do want to say this too. I don't want to be so heartless, because I do hear those type of things are, not something you just could come out with when like sexual the next harassment? Day. It's a, I hear people handle that differently.
Yeah,
but my fault, Raj. Yeah.
That's what you had
to say?
He was saying he wasn't heartless. Cool. Go ahead.
Okay, no, we know you're not hard. If he was heartless, you'd be in the room with Tammy. So you can cut that out if you want. Anyway, I just think that's their like the whole Me Too movement is like kneeling for the flag. Like it's not about let me gain some money. I think that there's some instances of it, and because this is me, maybe call me heartless if you want. I think that there's some instances of it where you can look at it as like 15 minutes of fame, because like you have no more fame, so like you need to do something to stay relevant. So let me accuse somebody that did something to me long ago. But whatever. For the ones that's like actually like that means something, I think that they look at the whole Me Too movement as like kneeling for let me just bring awareness to it. Oh yeah, this dude did this to me 20 years ago. Like, okay, well now she said it, so it makes it easier for me to say it. This dude did this to me 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. That's how I view it.
Gotcha. Interesting, yeah.
I mean, they make a bunch of sense. Like I said, we're not gonna harp on it, but as more names come out and every time they have it, I guess we should do our due diligence to say who. If you didn't know, then that's what's going on in these streets. Let's cue up that music for Nothing Nice to Say.
They say if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
If you can't say something nice, don't say nothing at all.
Nothing nice to say, but Al don't nice.
Well, since this is my birthday edition of the podcast, it feels like I got about 2 things to say this week. The first one is going to be a little bit more serious. The second one is a little bit of levity, but it's just things that have been coming across my timeline on social media that I just felt a way about. The first one happened in the great state of Louisiana. We talk about Louisiana all the time. We love Louisiana. Louisiana is the home state, but they do some of the most ridiculous shit. This cat in New Orleans, Warren something or another, I can't even pronounce his last name. In 2015, 2 girls accused him of sexually harassing them. He goes into the interrogation room with police officers, grown-ups. He says, "This is how I feel. If y'all think I did it, I know I didn't do it. So why don't you just give me a lawyer, dog? Because this is not what's up." The police did not stop to interrogate the interrogation. They did not get him a lawyer. They kept on and kept on and kept interrogating him for hours and hours and hours until he finally gave some statements that eventually got him convicted. So then when the public defender finally picks up his case a couple of years later, or maybe a couple of months later, whatever, he says, "My client clearly evoked his right for counsel. He said I wanted a lawyer." They said, "No, he didn't. He wanted a lawyer, dog." Like he legit wanted a canine to come in and take his case. It went all the way up the courts of appeals, the trial courts, into the Louisiana Supreme Court, who eventually said if a suspect makes a reference to an attorney that is ambiguous or equivocal, the cessation of questioning is not required. All that to say that because the dude said, "I want my lawyer, dog," they thought, or didn't think, they know exactly damn well what he meant, but they took it to say, you know what, I'm going to try to stick it to this young brother just because. Now, I'm not going to get on my high horse and say that he might not have did the crime that he was committed of, that he was accused of, or anything of that nature. It's just the point that I wonder if a white guy was in there and said, "Hey, man, I want my lawyer, man." Would they have got him a lawyer, man, and said that was okay? If someone said, hey, guy, I want a lawyer, bro, would they have got him a lawyer, bro? And that would have been okay? But a lawyer, dog, anything to try to hold us down, I think it's just the most interesting and ignorant thing that I heard this week. And another thing that came across my timeline was about a dinner in Blanc. And what a dinner in Blanc is, I looked up the website. It says, at the last minute, the secret location is revealed to thousands of friends who all have been patiently waiting to learn where dinner or diner in Blanc is, where it'll take place. Thousands of people dressed in all white and conducting themselves with the greatest decorum, elegance, and etiquette all meet for a mass chic picnic in a public space. I've seen pictures of it before. I've seen people do it all the time. I think they all load up on a bus. They pay like $49 to go ride up to some secret location and they eat dinner and they're getting their best. It kind of reminds me of Zulu Ball, how a whole bunch of people spend a bunch of money to get a table and then go party with people you don't know. I don't know what the fascination of partying with people you don't know is. And it's usually all of my little well-to-do friends who feel like that's a cool idea. I think it's lame. I'm not calling you lame. I think it's lame to party with people you don't know. You could just go get better yet, this is what you could do. You could go find out where the casino bus is picking up. And you can hop on the casino bus and ride to Lake Charles and go party with people you don't know. Even I got a better idea. We could do Lunch in Nice. I think I'll do that. I'll put it on. Call it Lunch in Nice. You could pay me and I'll make some food for you. You could come to the crib, party with a whole bunch of people you don't know, and then have a great time. I might even come pick you up. I'm going to send an Uber for you. Shit, it actually kind of reminds me of what I'm going to be doing this weekend. Throwing a little party at the house where I got random people coming together to come meet. So maybe I shouldn't say anything about it. Because if I don't have nothing nice to say, I shouldn't say nothing at all. Hey, brothers, look, I know y'all could probably holler at the barber right now and tell him that y'all was still coming in town and traffic was bad. And you probably good. Done. Already done, huh? Man, appreciate having the actual Team Nice.
Oh, one time for Team
Shout
Nice.
out.
Shout out Team Nice.
Appreciate for having us.
Come on to Yamas and all that. Raj, you got anything extra to add?
I had a good time at Zulu Ball.
Well, we got nothing. Hey,
that's all I want to say.
Well, we're gonna have a ball this weekend. We're gonna turn it up for Aldo Nice 3.5, man. We doing our thing this weekend, man. So shout out.
Fellas, it's been a pleasure. This is Graham Store signing out.
All right, we'll catch y'all next week.
Laters.
Rumble out. Oh, funny story behind it. Got the new Mac. Made friends with the Apple associate. She said I was a college student. Came with the deal.
You got
Okay, okay.
I don't
Five
know
fingers, not for the 5 fingers.
Yeah, it came with it. The love.
A high five.
With the love or the 5 fingers, like they got a difference.
No, it wasn't a 5 finger. It was like the deal for college students.
Oh, that's not the love. That's just the doing her job. What that is.
Nah, yeah.
But I'm not a college student, so that's where the love comes in.
That's the doing your job. That's the push one little button and say that
I get in the movies every single time on the college student discount.
Absolutely.
What? I didn't know they had
I get
that.
the teacher discount and I don't teach no more. I ain't taught in 4 years. I'm still get every teacher discount available.
You're too big.
Cutting, that's how they do it. Hey, Roger, we're gonna come in with that Tyrese video. Well, the audio of that man. Oh man, oh man, Iron Man. That shit.
Man, don't take my daughter, man. Man, they about to take Iron Man daughter, man.
I didn't even do nothing, officer. Officer.
Son,
I played for the Seahawks, player.
Y'all ever heard this shit?
Yeah, but my name, Michael Bennett, man.
My name Jody. My name Jody, man.
Hey, sorry I missed your call.
Yeah, we heard that a million times, too.
Let you know that I love you and I miss you.
Who's this?
That's that man's favorite little thing. Cutting, stop it. All right, Cutting. So look, Jody just came in. Let's get popping, man. We